And here we go with the women's semifinals. Now, the women's field started with 141 fencers, and it was quite different than the men's, as 3 of the top 4 in the world have reached the semifinals. Number 2 ranked Misaki EMURA of Japan will face number 3 ranked Despina Georgiadou of Greece. In the other semi, number 4 ranked Lucia Martin Portugues of Spain will face the person who eliminated the number 1 ranked Anna Bashta of Azerbaijan. And that person will be the 22nd ranked Olga Kharlan of Ukraine. Now, it's hard to say that Kharlan beating Bashta is some type of huge upset, as Kharlan is one of the most decorated saber fencers in history. In fact, in addition to Olympic bronze medals in London and Rio, Kharlan has won a whopping 25 Grand Prix medals, including 16 gold. So whereas the men's field was sort of all over the place and a lot of the top seeds went out, here we have the chalk. The people that were supposed to make it, made it. Yeah. There's EMURA. And her opponent. Despina Georgiadou. And the referee will be Luigi Martellotti of Italy, and on video, Adam Brewer of the United States. And in the other semi, it'll be Lucia Martin Portugues of Spain, and her opponent there on the left, looking somewhat stoic. She's got her game face on. Is one of the greatest saber fencers in history, Olga Kharlan. And the referee for that bout will be Andrea Doana of Romania, and on video will be Vincenzo Costanza of Italy. Now, EMURA got here by beating Hramova of Bulgaria 15-7 in the 64. She then beat Pesaro of Italy 15-8 in the 32. And then she beat Rotilli of Italy 15-4 in the 8, and then beat Navarro of Spain 15-7. So EMURA has been dominant throughout the entire day. Georgiadou in the 64 won 15-10 over Landi of Italy. She then won 15-11 over Ilieva of Bulgaria in the 32. She then beat Arpino of Italy 15-11, and then she eventually beat Anna Marton of Hungary 15-9 to make the final. It should be known that Marton in Tokyo tore her Achilles, her ACL, and I spoke to her today. She had over 1 year of rehab, and she was busy during that 1 year because she gave birth to a son named Vincent, who's now 7 years old. So she's made her return to the World Cup scene, and she made it to the Final 8, which is quite a result after such a long period off and such a serious injury, and giving birth to a child. EMURA was world champion in Cairo this year, and she has taken one bronze at a Grand Prix. And Georgiadou at the World Championship, she has a World Championship bronze also at Cairo. So these are two of the top fencers right now. And she has a gold and a bronze at Grand Prix. Nice riposte by EMURA. EMURA's attack is parried. The riposte by Georgiadou is good. EMURA has very good, they all have great footwork, but hers is very little mincing steps. It almost looks like she's in a video game or something. Great footwork. EMURA's attack from the right was no, it stopped, and then the new attack began from Georgiadou on the left. Georgiadou opens up a 4-1 lead. This is the first time EMURA's been in trouble the entire day. This time she was waiting for a parry and a riposte. She drew the attack and made the riposte. Watch on the left. The attack's coming from the left. Watch this. Parry, riposte. Referee Martellotti says preparation from EMURA. Her arm was back. Georgiadou scores. So at this point, I would say Georgiadou has completely negated the footwork, apparent footwork advantage that EMURA seemed to have. Oh, EMURA had her dead to right. She made the attack. It missed. And the counterattack, let's watch the attack from the right. It missed. Actually looked like it might have hit below the electric jacket, which means the light doesn't go on. And Georgiadou got a little bit of a lucky one there, but it counts. Attack from EMURA. And just like that, Georgiadou takes an 8-3, a commanding 8-3 lead into the break. So while all day EMURA has just dominated her opponents, in this particular bout, she's actually getting dominated. She hasn't been in this situation. She has to change some tactics here. Oh, okay, so the reason we have a little bit where EMURA has not left and spoken to her coach, Jerome Guth, the new Japan head coach, is because she asked for a review. So the challenge by EMURA is lost. The touch by Georgiadou stands. It's 8-3. And I would say at this stage of the game, EMURA has to completely change her tactics. It maybe has to do second intention, try to draw Georgiadou's attack, try to be more active on the blade, because Georgiadou has certainly had her tempo and timing right now. She's a step ahead of EMURA, which is something we haven't seen all day. Somewhat shocking, but you know, these are two of the top 3 Frenches in the world. My prediction is that EMURA is going to push, looking for second intention to try to draw out Georgiadou's attack and then make a riposte. Let's see. So far this season, Georgiadou has taken 3rd at the first Grand Prix in Orléans, France, and 5th at the World Cup in Algeria. And EMURA took 6th at the Grand Prix in Orléans and 9th at the World Cup in Algeria. Here comes some more pushing. Straight attack. Straight attack again. I said she would be taking the blade, but she hasn't needed to so far. 2 straight attacks right in the middle. Point in line by Georgiadou. EMURA has to remove that before she attacks. Three attacks in a row. Christian Bauer, the coach of Georgiadou, is yelling at her to go forward. Another attack, and just like that, 4 in a row after the break. It's amazing how the momentum can switch on a dime. This time, EMURA looked for a parry. She went away from what worked the first 4 touches, and she paid the price. Wow, Georgiadou just took EMURA's blade and hit her at will. Watch, took the blade and attack. EMURA caught a bit flat-footed there. She wasn't flat-footed on that one. EMURA tried a straight attack in the middle. Georgiadou was just waiting there and waiting for the attack. Watch Georgiadou waiting for the attack. Parry, riposte. This time EMURA retreated and made Georgiadou fall short. And once that happened, watch, she retreats, makes her fall short there, and now she's allowed to make her new attack, and she does. Referee Martellotti says preparation from EMURA, which gives Georgiadou the right of way. It's a good touch. Did EMURA hurt herself? No, she's up. You cannot score a touch while falling. Had EMURA, watch this. It's a riposte from the left without any hesitation, which she's allowed to do. You cannot score a touch while falling, but you can be hit while falling if it's an immediate riposte, as was the case there. EMURA pushing. EMURA was pushing and pushing and pushing. And Georgiadou, when she gets to her end of the piece, she can't go backwards anymore, and it's a huge advantage. Watch EMURA pushing. Well, that's the end of the attack. Georgiadou says, "You're not going to do that to me again," and just blasts her with a straight attack. And she's 1 away from the gold medal bout. Replay is being asked for. Attack from the left, says Martellotti. He's looking at it with video referee Brewer. He's coming back right away, which means the call's going to stand. Referee maintains the call, and Georgiadou is into the gold medal match against Olga Harlan. A very disappointed EMURA. And a very ecstatic Georgiadou.